my fiddle, and these videos are basically my answers to questions that I get asked quite a lot at gigs or via social media, via messages after or whatever. And I don't teach, so I thought this would be a good way of perhaps answering those. Maybe it would be some quick tips and hints for musicians, not just violin players, but hopefully all musicians of all styles where there's a bit of improvisation as well. So here we go. This is the first one. At a jazz gig would be fluidity of improvisation. The fluidity is very important. I always felt that for me, because I always felt it was like a language. And so when you're talking, you want to keep it flowing. You don't just want to stop and, oh, I don't know what to say. You want to keep it flowing. It almost relies on a bit of confidence as well. But you can practice this, or I certainly tried to practice this as it was very important. So the way I'd used to practice that is to keep it fluid. I would just play an improvisation without stopping. I wouldn't stop the improvisation. I'd keep it flowing, keep it flowing. There wouldn't be any breaks. And my thoughts behind that were that when I get to a gig, I can put the stops and breaks in where I wanted, as opposed to kind of running out of ideas and then I didn't know what to play. So it was more a case of me being in control of the breaks and the stops. But I'll give you an example on a song called China Boy. Okay, so I'll play how I would practice, just solid notes, just fluid, trying to keep it going. In a gigs environment, that's when I would put in little stops. I'll give you one example of how I would practice the fluidity, and then I'll give you another example of the same song of maybe how I do it at a gig, so you can see the difference. So one's for practice, one's for translating it into a gig setting, okay? And I'm going to start off with a little bit of tune and then go straight into solo, just with a little bit, just so you recognise the tune. And you'll hopefully see what I mean in terms of the way I practice this. Okay, so that was how I'd practice being fluid, but this is the way I would put it into practice at a gig. So instead of playing just a load of notes, a string of notes that maybe I'm not thinking about too much, I'm going to try and put a bit more thought into this, maybe add some decorations, maybe a couple of slides, some bends, a few little breaks, just to make it all a little bit more musical. But importantly, I'm in control of where they go, as opposed to me just running out of things to play, basically. So I hope that was interesting. I hope it was maybe useful to some people, but it's just inside my brain, one of the important things that I like to try and do. That's number one. Any more questions? Number two, we're going to look at another important thing to me, and this was massively important, was keys, being able to play in multiple keys, especially as a violin player. Yeah, so that's going to be the next one. Keys.